time to dish with D. That's me. Thank you for coming to this video, making yourself a priority. I am Denise. It is Sunday. It is launch day on WW. Today they made their official announcement about the changes coming. So I am here to bring them to you because some of you who are app only don't get to go to Zooms, might not know about the changes. So I am here for you. The app will change on Tuesday, throughout the day Tuesday. Now, we know they've always had glitches with that, so just be careful. So Tuesday is the day, the sweet day, when the app will change. Now, there's a couple of things coming new to the app. First of all, your points are not changing. Nope, you're still going to have the same amount of daily points, the same amount of weekly points. They are adding 100 new 0-point foods. They've confirmed that. And yeah, this is not my weigh-in video. That will be up tomorrow, and we will talk more about, because it's all about 0-point foods. I guess that's why they're launching today. But yes, the points are not changing. Okay. There's 2 new features. Before we get to the 0-point foods, there's 2 new features to the app that I am super excited about. If you have a link from maybe my website, dishwithdee.com, Skinny Taste, Emily Bites, you take the link of that recipe. You put it in the, I don't know what they're calling it. It's called a recipe launch or something. I don't know the exact name of it. But you put that link in there and it gives you the points. You don't have to load it in. Now, mostly Emily's, and they all give you the points anyway. But if you see something like on allrecipes.com, that sounds really good, it'll load it in there for you. You don't have to put each thing in. I thought that was cool. Number 2, if you're out at a restaurant and, you don't have time to sit there and, figure out what's in there, you take a snapshot of your food and it guesstimates the points. Now, is it going to be perfect? No. But will it be decent? I'm sure it will. It's not going to know if it has oil in there, but based on what it looks like, it might in its data know what that recipe could be. I think it's helpful because it's tracking. And anytime you can track, it's helpful. So I think that that's fabulous. So, all right, there is something coming in 2025, which I didn't know about this, which I think is very cool for a lot of you who are really into it. In 2025, they're going to launch a one-on-one visit with a nutritionist you can do through the app. It's going to cost you money. Yes, it's not free. It's not included. But I think a lot of you might want to do that because if you go see a nutritionist anyway, it's going to cost you money. And he said, but they're not sure yet, maybe you could submit it to your insurance. Again, those things we don't know. But if you've been wanting to talk to a nutritionist anyway, you could have to pay for it anyway. So that's a nice feature within the app that you can go in there and request an appointment with a nutritionist. Yes, it's going to cost you X amount. It didn't mention how much it was going to cost yet, but that's coming next year sometime. So that's just a nice feature, I think, as a weight loss program to offer that. I think that's a really good idea. So that's 3 big things in the app. And let's get to 0-point foods. Yes, all non-starchy vegetables are now 0 points. That includes potatoes and sweet potatoes. Unless you're on the diabetic plan. If you're on the diabetic plan, you still have to count non-starchy vegetables. As makes sense because they're starchy. And you should definitely be accountable for starchy vegetables on the diabetic plan. So yeah, that's not changing. Points are not changing. There's nothing changing as far as they said. Now, we've all seen points change during the year. Like, wait a minute, that's what they said. I'm just repeating what Michael G said. So points are not changing. Now, when the app turns over on Tuesday, anything you tracked, say you don't weigh in until Friday, anything you tracked over the weekend will adjust. So it'll say you put in potatoes. Well, it'll take it off. So that's kind of cool, which is their app has always been really good like that. All your recipes will adjust on Tuesday. So that's really great. So all non-starchy vegetables, the lean pork, the lean beef, he said 90-10 beef will be 0. Ground beef. Filet will be 0 points. That's a nice thing. Honestly, it really, truly is. Just to have that option, I think it's just nice. We know the oatmeal will be a 0-point food. Where's my oat people? Yes. Unless you're on the diabetic plan, then you have to count your oats. So yeah. It makes sense. It does. The macros will be on there. If you choose to use them, you do not have to use them. You don't. If you're not interested in that, you don't have to worry about it. I don't know if you could like take it off your screen. You might be able to toggle it off. So I don't want you to feel that you have to track macros if you don't want to. And calories will not be on there. They will not. I will show you some of the highlights from his meeting because I did take some notes. Macros, short for macronutrients, nutrients that are food provided that our bodies with energy. You will be able to see protein, carbohydrates, fats, fiber, and sodium, which is nice, I think, for some people to track sodium. I do, because sometimes you have to know what your sodium is if you have heart issues. So I think that's really great. Macros provide additional data. They are not requirement to follow Weight Watchers. The primary focus remains points, and those on the GLP-1 program, they're nutrient targets. And they're not going to decide your targets. That's what they said. It's just going to give you the totals. You talk to your doctor, your nutritionist, whoever you see, they're the ones that should tell you how much protein they think you should have, how much fiber they think you should have. So Weight Watchers is not getting involved in that. Now, if you talk to that nutritionist for X amount of dollars, maybe then she might give you some advice. But they're not going to give you goals, like points that we give us goal points. We're not going to get macro, repeat after me. We are not going to get macronutrient goals from Weight Watchers, at least right now. So just let you know that. So back to the 0 point food list, dark meat, chicken and turkey, which means legs, thighs, skinless. They don't want you eating the skin. 90% lean ground poultry. Now, if you want to get like, you can, that also means you can get, you don't have to get the 100% chicken ground turkey or ground turkey or chicken. You can get the one that's not all breast meat. So that's going to be a savings in our pocket. Let's face it, because that ground breast is ridiculously high. Lean meats, including pork, beef, and more. All starchy vegetables, including potatoes, parsnips, yucca, and more, and oats. So I think it's a very loosely purple plan. You have to count rice, you have to count pasta. So he did mention that, but people were like, what about rice and pasta? They were hoping for the purple plan. Now you still have to count rice, you still have to count pasta. Repeat after me. We have to count rice, we have to count pasta. 0 point food list are beans, peas, lentils, chicken and turkey, corn and popcorn, lean meats, and there's added lean meats. Yogurt is still a 0 point food. Oats have been added. Eggs, fish and shellfish, fruits, vegetables, tofu and tempeh, and including all non-starchy vegetables. Now, I don't know if that adds up to 100. I feel like we're missing a few things. Maybe there's so many starchy things I don't know about. But the list will be updated on your app on Tuesday when you get that big update. I don't think it's going to happen, 4 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday. Weight Watchers has issues with their update. Let's just put that out there. They do. So I already repeated that. Now, what I want to run home is listening to the Zoom and listening to the people. They were very afraid. A few of them were like, I'm so afraid to have potatoes back. I'm so afraid. And here's what I want to run home. If you're thinking that too, oh my gosh, I eat potatoes now. I eat oatmeal now. I weigh and measure it. I have the same amount now that I had when I, because it's 0 amount doesn't mean I'm going to have more. I'm still going to stick to my serving size. And when you go into the app, if you want to put it in there, well, you have to, in order to track the macros, you have to enter it. You can't just do a quick add because you won't get the macronutrients for it. Maybe if it's a recipe, you might. But if you're putting in overnight oats like that, it's not going to know what's in it. So when you go to put your oats in there to make them count, it's going to tell you what the serving size of those oats are. Anything you pull up in your tracker for food, it goes right, you scroll down, it tells you the serving size. And Tuesday, I will do a video on how to update the app. I will update my app for you, and I will show you all that. Because don't be afraid of a portion of potatoes. Yeah, don't eat a whole half a pound, no. But if you go to the potatoes and you see portion size, how many ounces, I usually stick breakfast 2 ounces. Well, it's 2 points. It's I don't measure it in grams. It's usually 100 grams. Usually I measure it in points. 2 points of potatoes usually for breakfast, 4 points for dinner. I measure it. I will, even though it's 0, I will continue to measure it. It's just how I live. It's easier for me to be accountable for. 0 point foods from day one made me nervous because it's not a freebie. It's an option they want you to choose. It is a better option. It's not it has calories, it has points. In reality, it has calories. So they definitely want you to be mindful. And I'm running that home as your weight loss support person here on YouTube. Still weigh it. It takes you all of a few seconds. It's worth it. They're telling you to eat till you're satisfied. For me, no. Because I still satisfy with my head and not my stomach. I'm working on that. I am. But I'm a work in progress. I've been heavy a very long time. So for me to feel satisfied, it's a lot of food, unfortunately. And that's me. And that's my issue. Doesn't mean you have that issue. I'm just saying, if you're worried about these foods, stick to portions. Look at the app. It gives you all that. Use it. You're paying for it. So definitely, we're going to talk more about this tomorrow, because tomorrow's weigh-in topic is 0 point foods or 0 point heroes. So I will go over a little bit more of that tomorrow. I just want to come here today, let you know what is literally happening. I thought the 90-10 ground beef was like, wow, 90-10. That's a gift. That's a gift. It really is. And people are like, oh, I haven't had beef in years. Well, and I worry about that. Like, I don't think you should have beef all the time, but I feel like once in a while you should have a little bit of beef. There's nothing wrong with it. I think because we see a stigma with points on something, we get afraid of it. It's just saying, when you have points, you have to limit yourself. Well, you have to limit yourself with anything, let's put it that way. But you have to be more mindful. So remember, GLP-1, you still have to count your oats and your starchy vegetables. You will get extra lean proteins. You will get the beef, you will get the turkey, the dark meat and all that, but you just won't get those starchies because it's going to raise your blood sugar anyway. So that is a little quick synopsis of the things that are happening. I'm excited. I'm excited for the fact that if you want to talk to a nutritionist next year, you have that option, because it's kind of nice for the people who want medications, they could have it. People that want to talk to nutritionists, they could have it. Again, you have to pay for that. You have to pay for all these little bells and whistles, which I'm fine for because you have to pay for it anyway. And honestly, when you pay for something, you're probably getting somebody with a degree behind their name. A medical person, not somebody who just, went through an online course. And no, when you're paying, you're usually getting somebody that has a license, and that's what you want. You should only see a licensed person. And always talk to your doctor about what you let him or your nutritionist set your goals for your macronutrients. Don't just, Weight Watchers isn't going to do it, so I'm not going to do it either. But definitely talk to your doctor. It's what he's paid for. So that is it. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think? Are you excited for these changes? It's nice to know. It's nice to know concrete what's going on. I like the idea of taking the picture and giving me a guesstimate, because I guesstimate anyway. You have to give it something. Is it going to be perfect? No. But you know what? It's going to be close enough. And I love the idea of putting the link into there. You don't have to put it in. Oh my God, put it in. I wonder when you put it in there, can you edit it? Well, we're going to see on Tuesday, because we're going to play around with that app. It's all going to be I'm going to do a screen share with the app. We're going to do all kinds of things. I'm going to be see if we can mess around with that, because you can now. You can edit recipes and save them as the same or save them as new. I usually save them as new because in case I want to go back to the other one. But that is it. I've talked way too long. If you've not yet hit that subscribe button, join us here for Weight Watchers News. I bring it to you. When I find out, you find out. I take care of you, because who else is going to do it? Obviously, WW only, unless you're getting a meeting person, you're not going to know this information. So hit that subscribe button. Share this video if you know anybody that's on Weight Watchers and wants this information. Comment below. What do you think? What do you think about these? I'd like to know your opinion as well. So that is it. If you enjoyed, I will dish with you later.